Thank you for tuning in on Generation Passion Show with your girl Ziggonometry, Ziggy. Stay tuned in. Coming up next, actor Brittney Reddix as Tammi Terrell from Motown Records and Michael Wert as Marvin Gaye on Generation Passion Show. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in on Generation Passion Show. I am so excited and blessed to have Marvin Gaye and Tammi Terrell. But first, we're going to introduce them as who they really are. These are characters playing in the play for Sonny and Blue. I have Michael Wert and Brittney Reddix. And they are playing Tammi Terrell from Motown Records and Marvin Gaye. Y'all, this is going to be such an epic play. I'm very excited about this interview because I feel like I have the real live people and the characters. So this is cool. So let's get into it. So Michael, thank you so much for being a part of the show. I did want to, Brittney, thank you so much for being part of the show again because you was on the show last time we did the play. So thank you so much for being part of it again. Michael, who be playing Marvin Gaye, he is basically, during the play, he will be playing Marvin Gaye, and his single partner is Tammi Terrell. So this is who I'm interviewing right now, you all who are tuned in. So Michael, when was the moment when you realized that acting was something you wanted to do?
Wow. It goes back. It goes back actually to a blockbuster film, to the first Iron Man. I was walking in the movie theater, whatever year that was, and I remember thinking to myself, why are we going to movie theaters to watch a movie we can watch at home? Why did we just spend $40 to go watch it on the screen in a movie theater in a dark room with strangers? I'm never going to see it again.
That's a good point.
Right?
Yeah.
It sounded good walking in. And then I sat down, and when I say that movie like transported me somewhere that I could have never been from the comfort of my own couch. Something about the surround sound, the popcorn, the huge screen, and like you just being completely engrossed in this world of film. And it was like an escape that just brought me so much joy. And, you know, at that point, I fell in love with movies, and I knew that I wanted to be an actor. And it just kind of grew as I really got into kind of independent films, and from independent films I got into theater. And kind of the deeper I went that was closer to human life, the more in love I felt.
Wow. That's well said, and I totally understand, especially from an actor's point of view.
Yeah, it's great to watch. There's some performances that are just like inspiring, and I'll never forget. I talked to a banker one time, and he told me, "I love movies because it takes a lot of magic for you to go into somewhere that you know nothing about, pretty much besides a few scenes, and you to go on an emotional roller coaster with these characters you're just meeting, and possibly even come out knowing more than you went in. Like just that type of connection in 2 hours, magical."
You're right. That's exactly what it is. It's magic. Acting, even though we always say theater it's just overall period. Acting is very magical.
Mm-hmm.
And
I agree.
What do you enjoy most about acting?
So for me, it's the challenge of it. It's knowing. So I used to play a lot of sports, and you know, on the football field, you got to know yourself a lot. I fell out of love with football. It was more my parents' dream, and then you know, as I got deeper and deeper into theater, maybe because theater is beginning to end. You're sitting there and you're living that. You're not going to pause and go to the restroom or anything like that. It's live, so you learn so much about yourself on stage and the characters you embody. And it's kind of like it's just exploration. And just being on stage, being in front of people, it feels kind of like playing a sport. So I'm able to challenge myself in new ways with each play I go into and learn something new with each character I embody. And I guess it's a tie between those two things. So what I love most about that is somewhere between the challenge and the discovery.
Very interesting. And what I love about acting is how there's different like categories or, you know, for genres as far as like film, television, theater.
There's so many different ways to express yourself, and it's something as simple as, you know, especially now with the technology iPhones have, you know, technology that Samsung has. You can just have a cell phone and be a filmmaker. You can have, as long as you have a vision, the tools are in reach nowadays, where, as you know, 10 years ago, maybe not. But, like, there's different genres, and there's so many different opportunities to explore it, no matter who you are. So there's always something new to see.
That's it. It's something always new to explore and learn, especially working as different characters. Like, how is that experience being for you, getting into different roles and playing different characters? What's your process like to prepare for a role?
It goes, I had a professor one time tell me, Michael, you take the script and you kind of wrestle it like you're preparing for a tournament or something. And so it really, for me, it starts with, of course, you know, it starts with getting the script. Because having the script in my hands is my least favorite part of being an actor. Because I always have this thing that this character would never have. So the first step for me is going through the script like a couple times, kind of finding out who the character is. But while I'm doing that, the main thing is memorizing the lines. Memorizing the lines as soon as possible. Because the sooner I'm off book, the sooner I can play confidently, and the sooner I can build a character. Everything else, I'd say between memorizing lines and character development, you know, finding out who my character is, what his quirks are, the research is done at home. But everything else is discovered on stage in real time, in real life. And if you don't have your lines down, you can't figure that out.
Holding that script is such a blockage. It's like, oh my goodness. Like, and then speaking of, how about, okay, let's say, for example, like, I don't know if all actors go through this, but like, have you ever experienced where you'll be rehearsing and you just feel, you like, okay, no, well, I'm not saying rehearsing actually at the location or with the director, meaning when you go home to rehearse, right? When you're memorizing the script, and let's say you have a moment, you're like, okay, I'm confident, I feel comfortable, I'm off script. I have everything memorized. And then the next day you show up rehearsal and then you just totally, like, the line just drop. How is that? How do you, you know what I mean? Like, have you had that? You be like, but meanwhile, it looks like you don't know the script. You don't know your lines.
And you know what? It's 100% true. When you go in and you're on stage, of course it goes up. And they say it goes up because you look up. You either look up or you look straight, but you're not there mentally. As soon as that line leaves, your mind leaves with it.
That's it. Yeah, that's a good point. Right.
It definitely happens. The biggest thing, I had a professor, she said, all you got to do is breathe. The line will come back to you, but it's expected. And that's why it's important to have a healthy relationship with failure in acting, because if you're not failing, you're not trying. Remember, at the end of the day, especially in the beginning, these lines, they're not said by you. So when you go in and you're in an emotionally charged scene, you're going to lose a line, but that's fine. That just means that you're in it and you're trying to find it, you know?
Exactly. How you feel about that, Brittney? Miss Tammi Terrell? What's your experience been like for that?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Yeah, what has your experience been like far as dropping lines? Like, have you experienced where you go home and you feel like I'm rehearsing, I feel like I'm in character, I'm connecting, I'm off script, I memorize my lines, and then you show up at rehearsal the next day and then, like, it's like completely gone?
Yes, definitely. I have I've experienced that more times than I can count. I think what I would say is, at least from my experience, life be lifing. Times, sometimes, you walk through that door and you're carrying that.
Right.
That's just like in everything that you do, right? Like, I don't think it's necessarily like just all tailored to this acting and stuff like that. I mean, it's a generic thing. Like, we could go to work and have the same experience, or like, just things that we do constantly, or things that we are familiar with that we know, and then you just draw a blank because there's like 1,000,001 spaces in our brain, a frontal lobe that is holding space. So like, I know for me, when I am, I don't know, just dealing with life, and then I show up to rehearsal and it's like, I know this though. You kind of have like a brain for it. Like, what the heck? Just clearing that, and to actually be in the space. So like,
yeah, that's a good point. Wow. The space. When you get into that space, it's like, whoa, it's a totally different world. Right?
Mm-hmm. Even the things at the door. And, I understand it's way easier said than done, but like leaving everything at that door. So like, as soon as your foot hits that stage, that's the only thing that matters at that moment. That's me.
You have to leave everything behind. And you know what's so wild? Even from my own experience in working with you all and other cast members from other productions, it's like, we all kind of we're vulnerable, and then it's like, before we step out on that stage, we might have just got a phone call, or on the way there something might have happened. We might have got a flat tire, or we might have not even been able to make it to rehearsal because, like you said, Brittney, life be lifing. But at the end of the day, it's still showtime, and what we do, we show up like it never even happened.
Amen.
And that's not easy. That takes discipline.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. To be out of self, to be out of body. And that's what I feel with acting. I think that's why it's so fun for me, especially like doing theater. Like, I think I told you this already in my last interview, but this is the rawest form of acting. Like the raw, like there's no cut. Okay, like, hold on, y'all. Let's run that back. Like,
the show must go on, no matter what.
Yeah, so and that's to piggyback or to add on to what we were just discussing. Like, that's why it's so important, like, to try to disconnect yourself from the things that are familiar at that moment, right, or in that time. Like, just you kind of have to. It's important to, because this is not. You can't carry that and also try and portray a character. Like, you have to be, vulnerable. You have to like allow yourself to like go there.
Exactly. And that's the key thing you just said right there. You have to allow yourself, because when you don't allow yourself, it shows to the audience. They can see that. They know when we're bullshitting. Excuse my French.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like we have to stay present no matter what.
Yes.
And now let's get into that. Yeah, exactly. That's the whole point I'm trying to make. Exactly. It's not easy. It's very challenging. And Mr. Manley, the director, John Manley, he is just a phenomenal director. He made a good point the other day. Mr. Manley, he actually, I did an interview with him for the last play, but for this play, Sunny and Blue, y'all have to come check it out. But back to the point where I'm gonna plug in where y'all can get the tickets and everything. Y'all gotta stay tuned in for that now. But the point I was trying to make is, he made a good point of just like, just when I'm just putting it in my own words. I can't quote exact word for word right now, but basically what I got out of it is just like, I love how he says, don't play the part, let the parts play you.
Yeah.
That's my biggest motivation right there.
He has a lot of good. Yeah, that's a good director, man. He has a lot of good tokens, man. Don't let that like he's really big on really just feeling the part from your gut and staying focused and just that guy has a laser focus. It's crazy.
He really does. He has us. He's so and he's very patient with us. I know some directors I work with, they would have cussed my butt out a long time ago. I've worked with some of the raws, but he's still so disciplined and raw with it. But it's such a kind way of doing it. And he's gentle with it. Because I always say, like, actors, we're very, very vulnerable and we're sensitive. Not just us personal, but as actors. You have to be sensitive, to play these roles.
You gotta know who you are. Be comfortable with it.
We artists and we sensitive about our shit.
Okay, Miss Erica Badu.
Yeah, I would say I really honestly enjoy working under Mr. Manley.
Mm-hmm.
He and the tokens that he gives, those are like life lessons. Like, yes, it's theater, right? It has to do with what it is that we're doing at the moment. But, like, some of this stuff, we could use in real life, like, in general, just like the one you just said. Like, don't play the part, allow the part of you. Mm-hmm. Like, dude, I took that, went to work and applied it. Like, that was some real life.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. What has been your gem? Because I know you mentioned, Michael, you mentioned that Mr. Michael, y'all both have the same name, the director, Michael Manley. He gives a lot of gems. What's one of the gems that really stuck to you?
So I've been working with Mr. Manley for like 2 years now. I'd say the biggest thing that stuck with me is don't leave the character. So naturally, I'm a friendly, kind of goofy person, right? I'm focused. Don't get me wrong. When it comes to my craft, I'm focused, but when I get comfortable around people, like y'all, I love y'all.
We love you
but
too.
I can get goofy. Yeah. But Mr. Manley, he has this philosophy. You go off stage, you stay in character. There is a time and place for goofiness, and there's a time and place for business.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one thing he preaches is that you're not going to just be able to snap back into character. It just doesn't exist.
Oh my God!
And I've witnessed it. I tried to do it. It doesn't work. And I didn't even realize what I was trying to do until he pointed it out, and I was like, that's 100% right. You can't just flip a switch. It doesn't work like that. Not honestly, anyway.
Right. Like, for example, how before we walk on the stage, when we're backstage, the preparation is everything, and it shows once we show up on stage. Mm-hmm. Are we in it? Or are we out of it? We're in the character, or are we showing up as ourselves? Are we playing the role, or are we letting the role play us?
Are you going out there ready to work, or are you forgetting to pick up the microphone?
Pick up the microphone. All right, Mr. Michael, who will be playing Marvin Gaye. Michael Wert, actor who will be playing Marvin Gaye in the play Sunny and Blue, which is directed by Mr. Michael Manley. And Marvin Gaye, let's get into the script and the play. Let them give us a little taste. Y'all got to get y'all tickets. If y'all go to New Era Theater. New Era Theater Troupe.com. Y'all, if y'all get your tickets now, they're only $20. But by Wednesday, they go up to, is it 30 or 35? 30. So that's a $10 difference, y'all. You know how I always say, we need that gas money, right? Okay, y'all better get that $20 ticket now while it's hot. New Era Theater Troupe.com, and y'all can get your tickets there. For some reason, if you're not able to go online and get it and you want to pay at the door, it will be $10 more at the door, but you can definitely do that as well. And Marvin Gaye, I know you are very picky about who you sing with. How has it been collaborating with Miss Tammi Terrell as a singing partner?
I say the first time I met Tammi, it was speechless. The second time I met Tammi, we sang together. And it was like butterflies. And every day I see her, I don't know, something just, I feel like the chemistry was just meant to be. And you know when you're in the booth. Do you know what I mean?
Interesting. I think I have an idea. You said it. You painted a beautiful picture. So I'm just trying to, get an understanding. It sounds beautiful, and it shows, and we can hear it in the music as well.
Yeah, when it just flows, it just goes. And it's been a great time. We have a lot of fun in the booth. Tammi has an amazing personality, and she's always full of energy, and she just takes me up a notch, and I can't thank her enough for it.
Oh, how about you, Tammi Terrell? How has it been working with Marvin Gaye as a singing partner?
Just Marvin. I just don't have any words to describe it. I mean, he's one of the nicest people that I've ever met. And I guess he can sing. And yeah, the energy that he brings, or the energy that I bring out of him, let me say that, it will always be pretty to people.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that.
I am just amazed how, at such a young age, how you left Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and went to Detroit and started an amazing, phenomenal, legendary music career with Motown Records. How has that experience been for you? That's have to be mind-blowing.
Yes, I remember the concert that I sang at, and Mr. Berry Gordy was there.
Wow.
And I from that moment on, like, he asked me to be a part of Motown, and I took it and I ran. So I showed up to Philadelphia, and it wasn't what I expected. At least the building wasn't. I guess I was looking for something a little bit more extravagant, but
was you trying to say the building was raggedy looking, or?
Not what I was expecting.
Gotcha. Well, that's very, very interesting. And that's a legendary, like, Motown Records. We all know we have the greatest: James Brown, David Ruffin, Michael Jackson, Jackson 5, Diana Ross. The list goes on. But I am just honored to have Tammi Terrell and Marvin Gaye right now from Sunny and Blue, y'all. If y'all want y'all tickets, you go online, New Era Theater Troupe.com. Get your tickets online, $20, or show up at the door and pay $30. But if you want more information, you can go online and get those tickets. Just to give y'all some scoop and what's going on behind the scenes, on the stage, and everything. Now let's just get back into it. So, Mr. Marvin Gaye, can we get a little into it, if you don't mind? Can we get a little personal?
Oh, okay. We close to there already. Might as well go all the way.
How is your relationship been with Mr. Berry Gordy, far as business and a personal relationship? And the reason I do want to ask personal is because you are married to Miss Ann Gordy. Is that correct?
Yeah. Barry is he's my brother-in-law. He's a very business-centered man, and I can't knock him for wanting to build his legacy. If you see him around, you know, he always has a smile on his face. He's always got a plan behind that smile, let me tell you.
Behind that smile? Can you elaborate?
Well, he, Motown always comes first for Barry. You know, Barry makes a lot of money. You know, I can't say that for all of us, but, I can say that Barry makes a lot of money. He wants to make sure it stays that way. So he always has a plan to make sure that Motown is on top. So you'll probably always see Motown on top and Barry Gordy smiling behind it. And whether that's for good or bad. But we won't know until later, huh?
That's right. That is right. And y'all, you and Tammi, how about you? How has your experience been working with Motown Records and Mr. Barry Gordy?
I mean, I enjoyed myself. I had so much fun singing and meeting all these new people, of so many talented artists that are there. And yeah, I actually have it doesn't matter. We're just happy ourselves with the music and the people and the energy and the concerts.
He leaves an impression, doesn't
he? He leaves.
Wow, and we've never seen anything like this ever in history. I'm in such an awe. And I also have the pleasure writing music for you both. I mean, when Mr. Gordy approached Nick and myself, of course, Nick Ashford, and me as Valerie Simpson, of course, it's so weird when I introduce ourselves like that, because, you know, he's just Nick and I'm Val, you know? So, and it's like, it's...
No, you two are the legends themselves behind the curtain.
I appreciate that, Marvin. Thank you so much. But we wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for y'all. So I just wanted to ask you on that note, how has it been for Nick and I writing music for you all? Like Ain't No Mountain High Enough and all those great songs that hit the charts. Number one, baby.
What did they call it, Tammi? A lunch?
A lunch.
A lunch. Y'all took us to the moon, Valerie, and we can't thank you enough for the tickets. Ain't No Mountain High Enough was something that I don't think this world will ever forget, because it felt, as Tammi would say, pretty. And I think everybody needs a little bit of pretty in their lives, don't you?
Absolutely. That is right. And I just appreciate, thank y'all for allowing Nick and myself to write this music for y'all. And we couldn't have done it with y'all because it's your voices and the passion, the love you have for it. It shows when you're on this stage, and we can hear it through the music and the records. And I just want to say thank you so much. Even though Mr. Gordy, that's our boss, we respect him. Even though there's a lot of times he didn't agree with the music, you know, he Ain't No Mountain High Enough, he didn't agree with that one. But when it became number one at the top, his perspective changed. I just want to say thank y'all so much, Tammi Terrell and Mr. Marvin Gaye, for your time and doing this interview. I know you have to get back to the studio. We got some things going on. But y'all want to plug in and tell them why they should come see Sunny in Blue? It is showing June. Excuse me, I said June. This is July. July the 9th.
Long night.
It's been a long night. July the 19th through the 21st, right? Y'all want to plug them in?
Sure.
Okay, plug them in. Go ahead, Tammi.
Well, thank you, Marvin.
Anything.
Thank you. Okay, so, guys, because it is electrifying, it gives you a whole new perspective on who we are. Not just Motown artists, but genuinely who we are. You will feel our souls in the room.
This play, it shines a light on people that deserve so much more from this life than they have. And they will show you us. We will show you what you actually saw, what you actually missed back then. It'll be a wild ride, but when you look behind the curtain, you'll be surprised at what you see.
Wow, well said. Well said. And to get those tickets, New Era, ERA Theater Troupe, TROUPE.com. 19th is showing July the 19th, and the 20th, those 2 days, which is a Friday and Saturday, at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. And then on the 21st, which is a Sunday, which we do have 3 days, and that Sunday will be at 6 p.m. Central Time. So y'all can get more information as far as directions and all that. And also a friendly reminder, if you do go online and purchase the tickets, show some support if you can to the actors, especially the ones you're coming to support, because there's an area in there where it asks, who are you here to support? Please, by all means, put the names that you're there to support. Brittney can definitely testify to that. She's big on that. She don't play.
BRITTNEY.
Thank you for clarifying that. It's an E, y'all, not an A. An E.
We appreciate it. We appreciate all the support.
Yes, definitely. Y'all want to say anything else? Or actually, y'all, let them know how can they contact y'all if they want to follow and support you in your careers.
Ooh.
Plug them in. Go ahead. Miss Brittney?
Thank you, Miss Terrell.
Oh, y'all still in character? Go ahead, Miss. Go ahead, Marvin. Marvin Gaye.
So, y'all can find me on Instagram, Nerd to the Wise. So, y'all can find me there. And y'all can find me on YouTube. But that's pretty much it. I'm a simple guy. And then y'all can find me on stage. And I hope y'all find me there.
Yay. All right.
Okay, for me, you can find me on Instagram at premier_dom. In Facebook, Brittney Reddix. BRITTNEYREDDIX. And as Marvin said too, find me on the stage. Come look for me.
Hello. I know that's right. That's the best way. If you got to show up, okay? Get y'all tickets, y'all. New Era Theater Troupe.com. And the show is next week. Ooh. Friday. Y'all ready?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Showtime.
A lot of hard work.
It has.
What the Motown's about.
It has. We've been through so much, y'all, but we can do it. We've been, right now as we speaking in real time, we just experienced the storm barrel, and a lot of people had no power, no food even, no nothing. And it's been, a lot of people is going on over 5 days now, still right now in present time. So, and we're still showing up at rehearsal through the midst of it all. And and once everybody's power come on, y'all, we want to just, come enjoy yourselves. Come see a wonderful play that we really worked hard for, and you get to get some entertainment that's amazing because we're playing some legendary characters. Real life. They're not even characters. They're real life legends. Marvin Gaye, Tammi Terrell, Motown Records, Berry Gordy, David Ruffin, James Brown, Nick Ashford, and Valerie Simpson. It don't get no better than that. Y'all better get them tickets.
Amen.
Thank y'all so much for being this. Brittney, you said something?
I said, I love how you put that. That was
Mhm.
You feel me?
Very well said.
good.
Thank y'all. I appreciate it. Thank y'all so much for taking out the time to be a part of Generation Passion Show. And I will see y'all at the rehearsal tomorrow. We getting ready for showtime.
All right.
Showtime. All right, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a good night.
You too.
Two.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in on Generation Passion Show with your girl Ziggonometry, Ziggy.